Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Fireside Chat. I, of course, am the host, Querty2Jam, and I have with me today the developers of Guns of Icarus, Kivias, Orcam, and Meta5. How are you, gentlemen?
Doing great, doing great.
Awesome. Now, Howard, or Bubbles, could not be with us here, and the GIF represents my mentality to that, along with my mentality to the continual hate for Mobulars, but, you know...
Pretty sure you spewed enough flames and vitriol last time.
Yeah, we'll try to steer clear of that. However, I did have a few games today where people tried to rage at me, and I politely told them what's what. Kivias, if you see a report for me in the next couple of days, just let it slide, mate. Just let it slide. All right, so
Let's see what our good friend Mr. Chatlock has to say about this.
Hopefully it hasn't come up just yet. So, what's news, gentlemen? What's happening in the world of Guns of Icarus development? Any news from the office?
Captain Smollett moved to New York recently, so he dropped by the office yesterday, said hello. He also brought a nice bottle of bourbon along with him to share.
Very nice.
So he remembers.
Yeah, sometimes, like, he works in the restaurant business, and I sometimes email him about, like, different stuff. Like, I found a list of, like, the top 10 bourbons in the U.S. So I was like, hey, have you tried any of these? He's like, no, actually. And he showed up with one of them. I was like, oh, nice, thanks, man.
That's awesome.
And he remembers you're a big bourbon drinker, too.
Oh, yeah.
I'm more a rum man.
That's so funny. Of all the spirits, I don't know. I've only had one rum where you can drink straight. It was actually very good. I'll send you a link to it or something later. But
Okay.
Everyone rolls their eyes when I say this, but I'm more of a vodka person, really.
No, I totally understand that. I enjoy a good vodka. I'm a large absinthe drinker.
Oh, interesting.
Can you actually get it with wormwood down there?
No, wormwood is illegal.
Go
It's
figure.
the fake stuff. I just enjoy that burn down the chest. I love that. That's why I drink spirits and not beer, which tastes like distilled cat piss.
Well, really, you just need to be drinking better beers.
I hate beer, I hate cider, I hate wine. Give me a spirit. Any spirit. Doesn't matter.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, that's right. I was on earlier
Australian
today when
beers
Twinkie
are
ended up reaching
terrible.
level 15. Congratulations to him if he's in the chat, by the way.
Kivias, what's your drink of choice, seeing as we're on this topic?
I'd go for rum, but that's mostly just because it cooks really well, and bursting things into flames is just a hobby of mine,
Sure.
especially for cooking.
Nice.
Don't you need overproofed rum for that?
Yeah,
Oh my god.
I don't know. Have you ever made Banana Fosters? It is a transcendent experience.
Oh, yeah, speaking of which, Cordy, we still don't see you here.
Yeah, I know. My webcam is currently lost in the great ethos that is the postal system. They've sent me another one.
Oh, very
Yeah,
nice.
I
Okay.
am all too familiar with having lost packages.
Oh my god. So, let's have a look. Do we have questions popping up just yet? No, we've had people confused about the music I played at the start. La-di-da-di. Yes, I will just give a quick congratulations. Twinkie has reached level 15 in Gunner, and apparently to the next level takes like 2,175,800 and something to
That
get
is an
to.
overflow from having an unsigned value for the experience, I believe.
Okay, cool. Hey, Boodles, just because I'm a pure spirit of energy doesn't mean I can't enjoy a good rum. No, I refuse to use the Querty2Jam image. Okay, so we've had no questions, so time to bullshit, ladies and gentlemen.
I know someone was talking about the naked QWERTY figurehead. I see you avoiding it really passionately.
It's not a question. No, there is no naked QWERTY figurehead coming. It'll never happen. Never, not once.
Bubbles
I'll
has been
talk to the art
sketching-
team, see what I can do.
I refuse.
It's in Bubbles' sketchbook as we speak. I'll go grab it in a second.
Jesus. If it's actually there, I'm actually just gonna be so weirded out. I'll quit. I'll just be like, nope,
I
too
wouldn't
strange.
blame
I'm gone.
You won't quit. You put it like on a resume.
Yeah, true.
is naked on front of ship in game.
Naked male model.
Okay, so here's a question. An update on the real-life merchandise.
As soon as the Kickstarter stuff goes out, we will be selling more things on the store. But we're still waiting for a bunch of stuff to arrive in our office to do the Kickstarter stuff, and we have thousands of packages to mail out. It might take a while, so please be patient.
Cool.
All right. We just had a question asked about larger ships, I believe.
Did we?
And,
Where?
Check the chat.
No, we had a question on sales.
On larger or more
wait, no, I
grander
see larger
airship
ships.
battles. Yep, okay. Kivais, do you want to introduce this?
The larger, more grand ones. I mean, the idea is something we're looking at, but right now it's more of optimization that holds it back.
Not to mention, it's more the thing that we want to experiment with for adventure mode, because right now skirmish mode is balanced with the ships themselves balanced around 4 crew per ship.
Yep.
I mean, can you imagine something like a Mobula if you had a higher crew cap? It'd be a lot more intimidating.
Yep. So, Meta 5, what are we currently playing at the moment?
You're forcing this one onto me. All right. So, we're playing a little bingo game here based on the questions we commonly get asked. So if one of us yells, bingo, all of a sudden you know why.
So, we also had another question here from Gilda asking if Muse does better off Guns of Icarus sales or the in-game store sales. He's just curious.
The game sales.
Yeah.
No question about it. The game sales.
Yeah.
Add crouching for players. Guns of Icarus is the only game I play that doesn't have it, and it burns having shift nothing to do. Why would we
Hey,
need
if
it on
you-
the ship, though? Why would you ever need it?
If you want to go crawling into those spaces where there's maybe this much space of clearance between a bunch of spinning gears, that's on you, but
We won't. I mean, there's a very clear reason why we didn't have crouch is because you don't need a crouch in the game.
Nope.
So we won't be putting it in. But if you want shift to do something, I mean, you can bind it to another key, maybe the mini map, or voice commands, or a whole bunch of different things.
all
Cool.
right. I'm going to answer this question here about 1 versus 1 matches, and I probably should have put that on the bingo card. But
Yeah, you really should
one
have.
versus I should have.
I feel like you
1
missed a
versus
couple
1
already.
matches. 1 versus 1 matches actually were in the game at one point, but since the game was never really balanced around 1v1 engagements, and the ships especially aren't balanced around 1v1 engagements, it turned out to not only be unpopular, but unfun, so it got taken out. Duel at Dawn is the map that was originally a 1v1 map, and is currently serving its purpose much better as 2v2.
Yeah. He wanted it to be on the cards. You failed in your duties, Meta.
What?
He wanted the 1v1 question to be on the bingo cards.
Oh.
That's why he asked.
Alright, I failed my duties this time.
Well, let's see. Apart from
I
that...
need to put a bullet in my head.
Wow.
Well,
Boom, that got dark quick. Wow.
Jeez.
Are we going to be holding everyone to that
Speaking of
standard?
physical
Because I'm
swag.
glad I'm not at the office.
So you know what? We talk about you guys developing games a whole lot, but what do you play in your downtime?
Oh man.
Do
This is
you
actually
even play in your downtime?
Okay, I'll be very honest. I make games, of course, for a living.
Yeah.
8 hours, at least 8 hours every day. So it's very hard for me to go home and play more games. One is because it's a game. It's another game that I'm dealing with. And two, as a game designer, making games and designing them has kind of spoiled enjoying games. Like I look at a game and once I understand their system or what the developers are trying to get me to do, I'm like, oh, you're not going to trick me to do that. I'm out. Bye. I figured it out. But
Yeah.
to be honest, like I do try to play games because I need to learn what's out there, and some are actually very, very fun. I just purchased
Games?
Star
Fun?
Command.
Go on.
Oh man, that's a new one, huh? Games are fun. I just bought Star Command through the Humble Bundle for Android,
Yeah.
and we met those guys, War Balloon, the developers, back at East like 2 years ago when we were in the Kickstarter room with them. Super nice bunch of guys. I was never able to play the PC or Mac or iOS versions, and finally I got my hands on it for my tablet, Android, and it is awesome. I played that game to hell. I beat it already. It's
Wow.
great. I'll probably play it again soon.
Awesome. Meta, what do you play for enjoyment then?
You know, I'd say I play Dota 2, but I think at that point it's more ritual self-punishment than enjoyment. So get back to me on that one, please.
Kivias, well, I know half of what you play. You play a lot of Awesome Noughts. You also play a lot of Soulforge, don't you, Kivias?
I like Soulforge. Yeah, I'm a big card guy. I, used to play Magic the Gathering as a kid, so it was nice to see some of the designers move on to something and really evolve the system. Got Saints Row the 4th with the wife recently, and have been loving that game.
Cool. A lot of people have been, so... Alright, we have had a really good question here. Had a really good question. Is it even possible to make a replay system in Guns of Icarus a la StarCraft 2 or such?
Yeah, I think we were asked this question a while ago. I can't remember what the exact answer we gave, but I think we looked into it at one point, and the conclusion that we came out from that was it would be really hard.
Yeah.
And something but we'd really, really love to do. I mean, ultimately, since all our stuff is recorded server side anyway, we have that data.
Yeah.
But it's just like actually outputting it into a reasonable format, and basically we have to retweak the engine to actually not create that data, but read from the data and create the actual match itself.
Yep.
So that's where the difficulty will come into play. But we have the major starting point for it. As to when it may ever happen, I don't know. We're pretty busy working on co-op and ostensibly adventure mode at this point, so
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
There's a lot of crossover in design space for those two goals anyway.
Exactly.
Alright, another question. Are there any plans for PAX East from the Guns team?
PAX East is, pretty long time away. It's next year, so we've got a lot of, some time to think about it. I mean, traditionally we've been with the Indie Mega Booth, so of course our first choice would be to talk with them again and see if we can get in with them on their shared space. If we don't get it, then I'm not sure what we'd do. Getting our space on our own would be very, very expensive, so it's something that we may look into if we can't get with the Mega Booth guys, but it's always an awesome experience, and we totally support everything that they do. So Indie Mega Booth is the key here.
Cool.
They're awesome.
Awesome. What else? There's not a lot today. Well, we had something from Bacon asking if a pilot will ever be able to fire their own set of guns while on the steering wheel. I said no, it would go against the core of the game. That one doesn't even need to be discussed. Okay, in adventure mode, will you always have 4 shipmates?
This is something I believe we were touching upon earlier. Different ship sizes in terms of crew is something that I believe the core development team wants to toy with a lot more during adventure mode, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. I mean, how we're thinking about it right now is 4 players on a ship is balanced in some manner. Maybe it's not the best, maybe it's really good, but it's somewhere to start. So actually recently we're thinking, it's like, oh, should we even think about it for co-op mode? And it's like, well, maybe. First, let's see how everything works with the ships that we have now, with the players on board that we have now, because that's known, and just see how the new stuff works with it.
Oh, god damn
And
it.
from there, we can actually start.
Keep going. I've just broken things just a little. I started clicking things and things have gone wrong. Just keep talking.
Yeah, okay, so what was I saying? So, if things go nicely there and it's not too much work to introduce the new things in a balanced manner, then sure, we'll start poking around at other than 4 crews mates on board a ship. But for adventure mode, that's pretty far out still, so I would say, yeah, totally. I'd love to see, I don't know, 2-person crew or 8-person crew, who knows?
Cool.
2-person crew. Huh. This one's kind of challenging to think about.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, I'll fly. You do everything else.
Yep.
I fly the Spire basically without engineers because I say just keep firing, and if we get hit, we'll probably die. So.
Yeah. Well, you'd have to probably build a ship around a different set of specifications for that. Like maybe a single engine craft. Who knows? Something very small.
They'll need at least 2 engines.
Well, yeah, and if you run a Manticore-like gun on it, then I mean you have a lot of downtime between shots.
True.
All right. Why is the game not coming to Xbox One?
You're gonna have to ask Microsoft on that one.
Ooh.
Seriously, you should go email them and ask why we can't be on Xbox One. Because we'd love to. After our PS4 exclusivity ends, sure, we'd love to publish as many places as we can. I mean, that's more money in our pockets, right? But
Yeah.
If you're allowed to talk about this, I actually have a question
Got
regarding the
$20
exclusivity.
in my pocket. Sorry, continue.
Why am I looking
Yeah.
off to the side? He's not over there. But with regards to exclusivity, is that the sort of thing that they just had you sign on for? Like, hey, we will release your game as a launch title on our platform, and you just agree to be exclusive to us for a while. Is that how it goes? Or
yeah, it's pretty standard for console releases nowadays. Is that of course they'll want you on their platform for at least a couple of months before you go anywhere else. But of course, if you're one of the studios tied to Microsoft or Sony, then you're just console exclusive. Period. You don't go anywhere else.
right?
All right. Is there a possible chance for Steam Workshop and private servers using Workshop content?
Workshop is something that we're entertaining right now. Basically, we just need to come out with the proper workflow and the documentation to actually, give everyone so they create assets that we can actually use. The one really hard part is that Workshop doesn't provide uploader tools, which is kind of silly to me.
Yeah.
We have to do our own interface for everyone to give us their assets. So that's actually the grunt work there. Otherwise, we would have had Workshop in a long time ago. Right now, it's just kind of low priority.
Yeah.
Servers, player-run servers. We've talked about it, and we're trying to not necessarily in that direction, but we're trying to, take more control over our own servers in general. So in that sense, it's possible we could allow people to install their own stuff, but how will that work with Workshop? I have no idea.
Yep. Something I've been trying to do recently is, and don't hate me for this, I've been trying to pull the resources into Unity, which doesn't work, by the way. I've been trying my damnedest,
Nope.
but it just doesn't work, because I want to make maps and just submit it and be like, look, this is, just take it! Just take it, it's a map!
Nope.
There you are. And yeah, it just doesn't work. I'm so depressed. I spent 8 hours trying to get the files into Unity, and it's like, nope.
Yeah, I mean,
Nope.
don't even try. Everything's compiled down. We have
Yeah.
all these crazy DLLs. Our code is obfuscated for, obvious reasons. And yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah, just single tier. I was there damn it, all.
Man, you should have asked us if you actually want to take a look and try to create some maps. I don't know. The thing is,
Yes.
map design. Hear me out on this. Map design for us is actually really hard because we have
Optimization?
no, it's not optimization. It's actually just making the maps themselves.
It takes time.
We have. Well, I mean, designing the general flow of it is relatively easy, but the time-consuming part is the set dressing. We
Yeah.
don't have any kind of editor support or a really nice package that Valve has for their games. Hammer,
No prefabs?
map editor. We do have prefabs, but everything is still placed into the scene by hand for every single map. So it takes the artist. I will go in and choose a piece of terrain, and the artist will put some stuff in, and maybe I'll put some what we call gray or white boxing. I'll put some cubes in just to represent, oh, it's a wall, there's a building here, or whatever. Then the artist will go in and fill in those spaces with actual nice-looking assets.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go fly around it, just try to get what the feel is, and I give them okay, and they'll start doing heavy set dressing. And that can take weeks.
Yeah.
So it's pretty hard, and this is something that we're actually actively looking into, is because in co-op and adventure mode we'll need a lot more maps.
Mm-hmm.
We're trying to build a system where we can at least dynamically generate some of that content for us. So we at least either it'll generate like a huge list of maps for us in-house, and we can just go through and I can look at them and try flying around and see what they're like and screen them beforehand. Or even better is the system just generates a map at random at runtime, and you play that map live in the game.
Yeah.
Procedural map generation like that's been kind of a holy grail for video games for a while now, hasn't it?
Oh yeah. So I don't
So
think
good
we're
luck.
ever
Good
gonna
luck.
get there. Yeah. I mean, I don't think we're ever going to get there. So the first idea is just at least to create a bunch of stuff that I can look at in the office, and I can screen that.
Cool. Well, hit me up. I'll continue pestering you about that then.
I mean, if anyone wants to draw a map on paper, like literally drawing maps on paper is very good.
Yeah.
It's very easy. It's very fast. Go ahead and draw a map. No problems against it.
All right, and then there was a question because we just posted on Facebook about the seasonal hats that are being worked on. So, is there going to be seasonal hats? And yes, I mean there was. If you were here last year, there was the mask, which you rarely see anymore. People using.
Because it looks terrible.
What?
Oh, it looks. I love it. It just
The
has to be used with
Halloween
the right
mask?
costume. Yeah,
The pumpkin mask?
I hate it.
No, not the pumpkin
No,
mask.
the Frankenstein.
Wait, pumpkin mask.
pumpkin mask.
Wait,
Did
the
you just tip your
Frankenstein.
cup again?
No. It just looks like a pumpkin. No, it's a skull mask. Isn't
Yeah,
it? I
the
don't know.
skull
It's-
mask.
Yeah.
It's a red skull.
The Red Death.
Yeah, the Red Death, right. Not a pumpkin.
No, death, not pumpkin.
The red pumpkin?
Yeah,
I just remember it being
I'm
orange.
really afraid of your Halloweens now. Like, what happened as a kid?
I have no idea. I don't remember any of it. It's that
Just
traumatic.
horrible flashbacks.
I know.
All right, and I think we touched on this earlier, but I want to make sure it gets answered. Were we approached by Sony, or did you approach them? And it was them reaching out to a bunch of indies, correct?
We've been in talks with Sony for a while already. So we were just already in conversations about PS3 in the past, and we just, had a pretty good relationship with them. And they were like, hey, PS4, man.
That's the thing. It's common.
All right, what do you want? You want to be on it? It's cool. It's nice. Okay, I'm sure, whatever. I don't know. Well, no, I mean it's we've been talking to them for a while now about all kinds of different things. So it just grew from that. It's just a good relationship. They're really nice people to work with, and it's awesome that they gave us the opportunity to be on PS4. So.
Yeah.
All right, and then there was a question about clans in co-op mode and adventure mode. Basically, it would when the clan system gets upgraded, are there going to be any special perks for like flying in a clan all together for a mission in co-op?
Yeah, not entirely sure because that whole system hasn't even been built out yet. There could be some perks, but in general, I think this is a good segue to talk about team stacking. Of course, because clans like to fly with each other, and they're really good, and it makes it hard for newer players to play against them. And the question was, how do we prevent team stacking? No, that's actually the really wrong way to approach it. It's how do we facilitate everyone to team stack, to actually play the game as we imagine people playing it. Teamwork, right?
Yeah.
So
Last thing you want to do
in
is
the
punish
future-
people for getting together and playing the game like it's supposed to be played,
Exactly. So, even before we get into co-op mode, is that hopefully soon we'll come up with an idea or plan to facilitate team stacking throughout the entire game better. So you'll always be a stacked team of your own playing against another stacked team. We have a couple different ideas. We're not sure what's best or what's the first one we want to test, but hopefully we can get that in for skirmish and then build it out for co-op and the rest of the expansions that we're planning on. As far as adventure mode goes, the example that I've always used is that, let's say, you have a bunch of people in the Yesha Empire, the faction, and there's some event where the players need to vote on something. Well, there can be clans and guilds within a faction, right? They're just players, and players can form smaller groups within a faction. So if a major faction within the Yesha Empire wants to say yes to something, but all the other players who are unaffiliated with each other, it's like, no, I don't like that idea. They could form temporary alliances like unions or something like that and vote against that clan within the same faction. So it's kind of interesting. You get, a very dynamic political system, to take
And
the
of course,
US,
player defined.
Right, exactly. And, to take the U.S. government as an example, like recently the U.S. government shut down, because of
Just in case you haven't heard.
Yeah, between the Republican and the Democratic Party. So this is something that we're trying to build into the system where these kinds of disagreements within one single faction can occur, which we think is really cool.
Wow, I just have to say that you're probably the only person in all of this that took a look at the shutdown and said, not a bad idea.
I was going to say, our new tagline will be Guns of Icarus Adventure Mode, all the fun of the U.S. Congress.
Get it now,
all the fun of the U.S.
DLC.
Congress and all the violence of Parliament. Brilliant.
I want to just give a shout out to Sean because he said hello all, cool video. So hello, cool Sean, I like you now.
Okay, we've fallen a little bit behind, so let's try to shoot through some questions quickly. How's it like deving for the PS4? Did you have to change Guns of Icarus's code to handle the extra CPUs due to the weakness of its CPU cores, or leverage it more on the GPU side?
I have no idea.
Okay, yeah, I didn't figure you'd be the person.
We use Unity 3D. Unity is working very, very hard to finish their PS4 support. Mm-hmm. And until we get that, and until we get a dev kit from Sony, we have no idea. But we're hoping, as our experience with Unity is, we just press a button, and it'll run on the PS4.
Mm-hmm. It's lit. No, go.
Like the game, we target really, really low-end machines.
Hmm.
Like, you can run this game low, you turn everything down, of course. You got a 3 or 4 year old machine, you could probably play it.
I just like to toss out an anecdote here. There's a time where my graphics card was malfunctioning. I was able to play this game on the integrated graphics processor on my motherboard. Just give you an idea as to how low the specs for this can be.
Yeah. So, I mean, whatever specs the PS4 has, you can run this game on the highest settings, and we won't even be close to killing, making the PS4 break a sweat. And will we ever get to that point? Not in the near future. We only got 5 full-time artists here.
Yeah.
So you think about the AAA people who are actually taking advantage of the PS4, performance stuff. Man, they have hundreds of artists.
Yep.
So just to put in a little bit.
And just so
Speaking of getting points and working with Sony, a question I've been seeing come up a lot in chat is PS Vita support. Do you know if that's going to be worked into the Sony paradigm for this game, or?
I don't know. I don't know if this game in particular will be good for the Vita.
Yeah.
Just in general.
You can't see it because I don't have a
webcam,
but I'm shaking my head furiously.
Well, as a developer, I am extremely entertained by the idea behind the Vita. I really want to get one and just play with it. I want to be able to develop for one because I think just that control scheme for it is really cool. Like that, the Tearaway game looks amazing. But I'm sure if we ask Sony, hey, give us some Vitas to play around with, they'll totally send some over.
Probably.
I'm excited, at least.
Just so people know how easy it is to switch, to switch from developing for iOS to developing for PS4. It's literally edit up the top, build settings, click the device you want to build for, switch build. Done. Congratulations, you're now building for PS4. That's it.
Although, if you start with a PS4 project and you try to build down to iOS, good fucking luck.
Oh yeah, things are gonna break. Yep.
I mean, that's what happened. If people aren't familiar, we developed a platformer for iOS called Grievers. That was originally a PC Mac game, and it started that way. So we had to, do severe performance optimizations to get it down to mobile level.
Yep.
And of course,
Minimalize those draw calls.
Oh yeah.
In my classes, we're literally just going over mobile design now, so it's like, no, see, you've got more than like 5 draw calls. Bad student.
It's going back to the days where if you were to make a game, no matter what you did, you had to make sure it fit on one floppy disk or else.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of like that. It's like no transparencies because we were like targeting the iPhone 3GS that couldn't even handle transparency. It would just like blew up. So yeah,
All right,
from PC to PS4, yeah, no problem.
We got a question about adventure mode. Will the leveling system be the same as it is as skirmish mode?
No. We'll actually have a real level and progress system that actually probably locks stuff and unlocks things and all kinds of cool things that you do in actual RPGs. As to exactly what that'll look like, I have no idea. I haven't designed it yet. But that's the plan. Because it's not balanced anymore.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we've got a few questions from Knight Relkus. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that, man. He asked you guys earlier about maybe some tweaks to voice so you can determine if someone is talking in party chat, and an in-game clan system for making and applying for clans. Either of those considered?
Well, the big problem is the way Steam Voice is handled because there's only one channel.
Mm-hmm.
Correct? Double check with Occam.
Yeah, that's part of it. We can do some in-game UI stuff. I mean, at some point it was the crew chat was purple, right?
Mm-hmm.
We might be able to do something similar to that. I mean, it's still not directly. You still need to look at the screen to see who's chatting.
Yeah.
There's a possibility there. What was the other question?
An in-game clan system for making and applying for clans.
Right.
It's actually like rosters and stuff like that, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, it's another. I wish I had that feature in the game, but in all honest to God, is that we're working on co-op mode stuff. So I don't know when we can actually do. There's a lot of cool like polish features that we want to have, but it's just a question of
Picking and choosing what you can actually devote the resources and time to.
And like we could polish forever. It's once you get into polish mode, it's a very slippery slope. We have to just like really just put our foot down and it's like, hey, we need to concentrate on other things because we have such a small team size. So I mean, we'd love all these different kinds of clan features and stuff like that, but hopefully at least we can facilitate that with at least our competitive website. At least that hopefully can be the official paradigm for that.
Which is coming when?
Matt.
Okay. Any chance of us getting a full team voice chat other than just a ship?
No, I don't think so because the captain needs to talk to all his crew.
Mm-hmm.
But the crew does not need to talk to another ship's crew.
Mm-hmm.
What would they talk about? I can't go over to your ship and repair something. You can't come over to my ship and shoot something.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no reason for other crew members to speak with other crew. The captains, though, they need to talk to each other to coordinate where their ships are going.
And then there's also, like, if you're just hanging out with 8 friends, there's still the party system and whatnot.
Yeah,
like, if
we
you
have the
really
party
need
system.
to...
Yeah, exactly.
And as a bonus, that one lets you differentiate between stuff that's important on the ship and stuff that's just idle banter.
Right.
All right, and then there's been a couple questions. There was one I wanted to grab on quickly. Will there be a way to choose which microphone you're using if you have multiple? You can actually do it now because it's through Steam if you just go through your own settings and voice. you can choose which microphone you're using.
Okay. What's the difference between co-op and adventure mode?
So co-op will focus on, if you think about Left 4 Dead and the types of stuff that you do in that, just playing with your friends against some AI. That's it.
Okay.
That's what co-op mode is. Adventure mode is everything in skirmish, everything in co-op. Put it in a box, mix it all up. But now everything you do will affect the world in some way. Politics,
Nice.
the factions. That's the differentiator there. So skirmish mode is the ship-to-ship combat. Co-op is the AI. Adventure mode is the world.
Cool. Okay, question from Imagine. Are you worried at all that there's not going to be enough players to fill 6 factions adequately?
I think once we release co-op, we're pretty confident that they'll get a lot of players, because just in general, PvP it turns a lot of people off in general because they may not want to be really competitive. So co-op will be something that appeals to more people, I think. So that'll bump our player numbers up. If in the case that we can't get enough people to run 6 factions, who knows, maybe we'll have to cut some out. Maybe we'll have to save some factions that you can't join. Maybe maybe we control those factions in the office. We're not sure yet, but we'll take it one step at a time and see what the actual player numbers are.
Okay, cool. They're asking about plans to increase the bit rate of the voice quality in game.
The bit rate of the voice chat.
Yeah. So
I want to say that's a Steam thing.
Probably.
I mean, of course, if you increase the bit rate, that means more data needs to be transferred over the internet, so it'll just cause lag, perhaps. So voice, just to hear what someone is saying, actually requires very, very little bit rate. The only time that you really want a high bit rate is you're recording a sound or you're listening to music. So at the end of the day, I don't think you need it.
Yeah.
And ultimately, it's going to save your bandwidth to actually shoot and repair and drive the boat around.
Fair enough.
We missed over a question about, is there a plan to implement basically a downvote system on players, since we already have the thumbs up? And the answer is currently no. I mean,
nope.
There is currently the report system that you can ask Meta 5. Each report is gone through every single day. And
there's a lot of cross-checking, and we keep track of a lot of things on our end, so there's a lot of cross-checking that I usually do on the reports. So.
And a lot of laughing. A lot of laughing.
Hey, you won't believe what this guy is saying. Come here. He's like the Dr. Seuss of racism.
Yeah, just in general, our design philosophy is to always provide players meaningful ways to do something, positive ways to do something. So to downvote on a player is something negative that you can do to someone, and that's something that we're against in general. So downvoting players, no, it's not that meaningful. It just, we think, will actually, provide trolls to an area to troll people. I'm just going to downvote everyone, right? It's not the best thing we can do. But yeah, the commendation system is there to, build someone else's reputation. Sort of like in League of Legends, what they're doing with Honor.
Yeah.
And of course, yeah, and the reporting system is, for really serious cases where you think you're being trolled or someone is doing something that is clearly not in our, agreement. So we, as Kivias and Meta has said, we look at that every day. I mean, where you're talking to the people who look at it. So, whenever you see someone's name in green or any of the CAs, please respect their what they're saying, and if they ask you to stop doing something, please stop. There's very good reason why they're telling you to stop. I trust their opinion, so continue.
As one of the
Go
people
ahead.
who has to handle these things a lot of the time, I'd like to make 2 quick points here. The first is that, by and large, we really do have a wonderful community here, and the vast majority of problems get resolved with just a quick, hey, cut that out. And you're like, okay, sorry. And, repeat offenders tend not to be that much of an issue. But that being said, if you guys are filing a report on someone, please give us something more to go on than, he was being mean. That doesn't help. Give us something. Give us a lead, please. It helps. Give us details.
Whew. So, Meta5, your cards are terrible. My God, I haven't got almost anything here. Whew.
Yeah, the bingo hasn't been working out very well. I'm very sorry, Meta.
And I can't
What
believe
can I
you
say?
haven't got a vote kick thing on there. It should be boarding and vote kick should be 2 free spaces.
Oh my God! Why don't I have vote kick or a 1v1?
God damn. And yet, no,
Quick,
Knight,
somebody asked a really
we are
cliche
never,
question.
I'm not a Muse employee, they are never having a vote kick system ever. CAs can kick people, but that's not the same thing. That's to be used when people are
that's-
being dicks.
Pretty much, yeah.
We don't
Square.
No.
I thought of that.
They don't care if it's just for ships. No.
No vote kick.
Like
Again, that's something negative. You can do to another player.
Yeah, like, I understand why you would want it. I know there are trolley players out there, but ultimately, it's one game. Then you can go find another match or find a game without them, etc., etc., etc. Ask them to leave. Try to teach them is your first option. Don't just be, oh, he's a bad player. Invest some time into him, and you might find he's the next Morblitz of the Lumberjack.
Yeah, and then, these are the things that I'm
Or
talking
Moriarty.
about
I'm
as,
sorry.
Promoting people to stack their teams is like this kind of behavior. It's like, yeah, really supporting, really discovering. Like, this comes back to StarCraft 2. It's like I jump into a random 2v2 match, and the guy that I play with is actually awesome, and I'm like, hey, we should play more often. I go out of my way to, like, chat him, find his username and chat him. It's actually kind of hard, but it was in my interest because we were scored on the ladder because of that. So we're going to lean towards that. It's like, hey, I want to play with you again because you're good, type of stuff. And that's how we want people to develop their new crews and ship configs and stuff like that, playing with new people. They're going to reward you for that, basically.
Yeah. Quaiso's saying, can we get a kick option? Like in game, they fall and black out after literally kicking them off a ship. Oh, boy.
I kind of like that idea.
Yeah.
I think it'd be good for morale.
I just think on April Fool Day, you should release like a mutiny patch in which you can kill the captain. That's all I want. It just boots the captain from the game.
It's technically like not boarding because you're already on your own ship, but you can kill your own captain. Okay.
It wouldn't be that hard. You just have to give him a health variable and have the give the hammer something which would reduce that variable. Once that variable is reduced to 0, respawn and set the respawn onto the delay, or somehow force quit the game. Yeah,
just make it so that the rubber mallet makes a cartoonish bonk sound when you hit another player with it. That's all people would really need.
Pretty much. Oh, so much trolling if we did that.
And set the respawn onto the delay, or somehow force quit the game. Yeah,
just make it so that the rubber mallet makes a cartoonish bonk sound when you hit another player with it. That's all people would really need.
Pretty much. Oh, so much trolling if we did that.
Oh, yeah. No, just for April Fool's Day. One day, and that's it.
So much
Death Fox
trolling
has asked
even
us
for
a
one
question
day.
about...
Yeah.
Sorry? I was going to say,
nothing.
DOS Fox has asked us a question about fixing achievements, which, by the way, is on the bingo card. There we go.
Up! Fix. Yes!
And
it still doesn't help anything I've got going so far.
this is promoting the wrong kind of behavior. But, so the question about fixing achievements is that the achievement system was obviously just recently very much overhauled. And we're still feeling out what the end results of it really are by player feedback. So believe us when we say that we're listening to what you're saying, and we are taking it into consideration, but we Well, how about you, Zadok? I'm sure you have a more articulate answer prepared.
We know that some of the achievements are just broken. Like you try to get something in the achievement, it's not counting, or the text doesn't match up with actual numbers. Those are bugs. Please report those, and I will try to track them down. When you do report them, please report them with the name of the achievement and what exactly you're experiencing. Like just saying, this achievement doesn't work. I'm like, well, okay, I need to go find it. Again, the name of the achievement is really helpful because I can just search for that in my spreadsheet, and then the problem that I'm having, like the text doesn't match up, or I try to buff this thing and it's not counting my buffs, stuff like that. As far as is the achievement system, I don't know, is it like fair? Does it take too long? I'm going to say that the achievement system is there for a cosmetic level. It does not bar you from doing anything in the game. Sure, maybe you'll get a couple of things like dyes unlocked, but otherwise gameplay is pristine. There's nothing gameplay related or gameplay changing about achievements. It does take a long time to get to level 15, and that has been drastically reduced from this recent fix. So hopefully more people will be getting to 15 sooner. Congratulations again for the people who are slowly reaching that point. But as far as any extra levels, we have a lot of, technically I think 1,000 hours worth of achievement stuff in there already, which is a ton. So level 15.
So Twinkie, I think, is like the only player who's reached that point.
Yeah.
If anyone else has reached 15, please just shout it out in the chat.
Just quickly, while speaking of hours, a horrific little number I found out today is I've possibly played 22,000 hours of League. Just putting that out there.
That's messed up.
Yeah, 1,500 games at roughly 30 minutes a game equates to about 22,500 hours.
Ouch.
Yeah, I could have cured cancer. That's a shitload of games. Oh my God.
Speaking as a biologist, it takes a little bit more than that.
Yeah, quite probably. Quite probably. For adventure mode, can we get a gardening minigame for our ships? I want to grow more citrus to fight back scurvy.
Actually, Occam, there's something I'd like to know if I can discuss at this point.
Yeah.
Because I think it's such an interesting thing to bring the community for discussion, but I need to know if the weight mechanic is worth discussing at this point, or if that's the sort of thing we want to keep hush-hush.
Yeah, sure, we can talk about it.
All right.
Well, first of all, back to the gardening. That's an inside joke. This is why we have so many plants on the ships, because we have a problem at Muse Games. We have a habit of, trying to take care of various plants in the office, but they often die. So I don't know. Like we had a really good tomato plant at one point, but it ended up dying. At least we got a couple of ripe tomatoes from it before it sadly went to heaven. But weight. Let's talk about weight. So interesting thing about adventure mode and like some of these co-op missions is that you'll be ferrying various goods from town to town, and each ship will be able to carry only a certain amount of cargo. And maybe you just fill your ship out with like really, really awesome guns that are really heavy, so you can carry no cargo. This is just an idea that I'm playing with.
I think I'm personally really looking forward to it. And I also want to thank you, Bomber Max, because you just gave us 2 squares.
Oh, yes.
Yep.
Which ones?
That's, let's see, Harpoon and Buff Y.
Yep.
That's still nothing.
Oh, I only need 2 more in that line. Damn it.
Harpoon. Yeah, Harpoon, we want to work on it. I have a plan of exactly what it'll do. It's a question of when we will get time to do it. Actually, it will probably be fixed when we release co-op mode, because a lot of my co-op mode designs rely on that new fix.
Oh, cool.
So it's coming eventually. Buff Y. What do you want to buff? Mobula, probably?
No, the squid's ramming.
Yeah.
No. the squid is not a rammer. I'm not buffing.
Oh, it's a ram ship, actually. If you get on Knight's Squid, it is a monster of a ram ship.
Okay, yeah, I mean it can go pretty fast. So.
You didn't
on
put
Sky
Sky Whales in the fucking card
Oh,
either!
damn it! What the
I
hell?
know. What
Man,
is wrong
these
with
cards
me?
are shit!
Wait,
Man,
it didn't show up on any of the cards then. Crap.
you might just have to do a smaller one.
Yeah. Yeah.
God damn it. Yeah, so no. So Harpoon Fix is coming.
Oh yeah, so speaking about ramming, it is exactly the same physics equation that you would use in real life. Speed and mass.
Nice.
So that's why the Pyramidion, well, and a little bit more, I guess, as far as taking your own damage to your own ship. But the Pyramidion is very good at ramming because it's pretty fast and it's very heavy. But the Squid, on the other hand, is even faster, but it is pretty lightweight. So there may be some trade-offs. I'm not exactly sure who would win, but I would say probably the Pyramidion.
Cool. Okay, so when is co-op mode coming out?
Co-op mode, I don't know, sometime early next year.
You thinking
Cool.
like quarter one, quarter two?
Yeah, something like that. I mean, our personal goal for the office is to come out with a playable prototype by the end of the year. Like, you know, just some really janky airplanes flying around with one of our airships, and we just get to shoot at it. That's our goal. As far as like executing a full mission, not just yet. We just need to get all the little bits and pieces, especially the AI driving airplanes. That's the hardest part.
You know, I've been meaning to ask this actually. The birds that you put on the various maps, are those some sort of a tech test for formation programming, or?
No, those are all animated by hand.
I'm just curious.
Yeah. So the hard part with the airplanes is, again, it's very hard to drive an actual airplane. We're teaching the computer to do that. We do some really cool stuff with that since it's actual physics accurate. If you blow off one wing of an airplane, it'll go like veering off in like some predictable manner. It'll be pretty
Awesome.
cool. But also, pathfinding in 3D space is extremely difficult.
Yep.
Most traditional first-person shooters are, in fact, just 2 dimensions, because you are always standing on ground. That is, there's no Y dimension, technically. You just go upstairs, but you go upstairs on stairs,
Yep.
so it's not too hard.
I mean, another real challenge is getting the rights to the Danger Zone song. I mean,
Yeah,
When you
yeah,
put
I
it-
know.
Paging Dr. Loggins.
That was only banned in like outside of the U.S. though, which is kind of funny.
yeah. I think it was the
it's
German
the-
players who had the
the
biggest
German-
issue.
Yeah,
There was a video.
Oh, and by the way, if someone from Germany can tell me like what is going on with the shipping, like I'm trying to ship stuff out to Kickstarter backers in Germany, and I've gotten a couple packages back already from Germany, so I'm not exactly sure what I'm supposed to do.
Probably the bullet USBs.
No, we haven't even sent those out yet.
Oh, really?
For those of
Yeah,
you
it's
wondering,
supposed-
just
No,
visual
no.
aid. Just
We
visual
will
aid.
be selling those later. I
Thanks, by the
promise.
way, because I got this from you personally, if you recall.
Yeah, yep, I know.
I got mine from Howard. I was happy. Actually, I've gotten a lot of free shit from you guys. It's really funny. That CA shirt, which is brilliant. Love
I never
that
got my CA shirt.
What?
That was the aforementioned lost package. You guys sent me the CA bundle, and it never got to me for some reason.
No, shoot Howard an email.
The CA shirt is amazing. Meta fits beautifully. Great quality, and the image on front is just sensational. Aww, single tear.
I can't keep that face
Can
up for
I-
very
can
long.
I-
I'm sorry.
Can I count that as meta sneezes? You're crying, so that's
No.
that's close.
No,
No.
I
Damn
call
it,
no,
man.
no, because it won't help me in the
Oh,
slightest.
man. No, it won't help me either, but it's an extra thing on the bingo card.
Also, there was a comment before, the Pyramidion is too heavy to fly, I did the math. And aren't all the ship's tonnage, like, a little too high? I thought we had a player point that out to us like, way
Yes.
back in beta.
I mean, even just taking a look at the designs, the size of the balloons relative to the size of the ship is really kind of ridiculously low when
Yeah,
you get down
it's
to it.
unrealistic. So my good friend Firestone, he wrote me a kind of like little backstory, a kind of backstory about like what this gas is, and it was a pretty cool idea.
It's Skywell
I don't know,
farts, isn't it?
No, it's actually more legit than that. It's actually kind of cool and fits in like the whole like World War One steampunk, diesel punk aesthetic. I don't know, maybe we'll go with it, but it's pretty cool. Basically, it's just a gas that was manufactured during the war research efforts that suddenly somehow got lost
Yeah.
during the war. But yeah, it was interesting.
This is a really interesting question. Any chance of getting a messenger/social program for Guns of Icarus that one can log into to see the global chat and only the global chat?
Oh my god, this is. I wish we had that. Okay, it's actually not very easy for us to build that. We tried building it in just a chat client.
Yeah.
It kind of worked, like especially when we first launched the game. If you dig around Facebook, we have an image of that chat client projected on the wall. Because
Right.
that was our main indicator if the game was broken or the servers were down. People would just be like screaming in chat, and that's how we would know. So we had that at
Quickly,
some
put up the
point.
chat signal.
Exactly, the chat signal. So to actually revisit that project and make it friendly, I don't know. It was a pet project, to be honest. So
Because that could
it
be
would take a
super
lot of
cool.
effort.
Because you could port that to devices as well.
Yeah, I know. I want to do that. But the way that we handle our networking, it's like and through Steam, it's just a huge headache.
Yeah.
It's really not friendly for an external application to access their chat.
I know that at one point there was an effort to try and run the global chat through the group Steam chat, and that went about as well as you might expect.
Oh god, yeah.
Oh yes, when Conrad
was
did that,
terrible.
and
What in the name of loose is... I love that reference, by the way. What in the name of loose is hanging above Kivias's camera?
Yeah, what the heck is that?
I
that
think
little
that's just the corner of a curtain.
Yeah, that
that's
thing
the
back
corner
there.
of a blanket on the back of a chair.
Okay, 10 points to the person who can tell me what Knight Relkus referenced by saying loose in the chat. But that's not the knight himself.
No idea.
No idea? Really?
No
You
idea.
work for the company!
I don't.
In fact, the Cogs is now related to it.
Meta. Occam.
I'm lost.
Really, none of you. None of you know the lore for your own fucking game.
Wait, what? Oh, like Luce, the historian? Is that what you're talking
Yeah,
about?
Edgar Luce, the historian of
Okay,
Guns of
okay, yeah,
Icarus. Who managed to compile, like, the entire history of the world.
yeah.
Cog Season 3, The Clock Tower of Edgar Luce. God damn it,
The
people.
thing
I'd
is-
just
the
like to
thing
point
is,
out
I
that the
always-
person who wrote all the original lore for the game has since left the company.
Actually, no, that's my character, but I always imagine it pronounced.
And you
a
really
different
have no
way.
excuse.
Just
yeah.
quickly, I'm channeling
I
Hades
should-
at the moment.
I always imagine it. I should have. Okay, fine. It is my fault because I always imagined it, maybe with an accent on the e.
Lucy?
It's not something like Luce, something French. I don't know. It was just something I typed in at the moment.
God damn.
So,
Well-
but it's 2 syllables. I imagine it being pronounced with 2 syllables.
Luce. Ugh, French. Ugh. Only good thing to come out of France is croissants. You shut up. La-di-da-di-da-di-da.
Surely you're
We've
joking.
got a question from Queso about do we have any information about how Steam and PS4 work together that we can talk about?
I don't know. No news on that front.
True. Infinity brings up a great point about France. Crepes. I'm sorry, that also wins.
Oh, yeah, alright, yeah, I didn't realize crepes came from France. They didn't come to mind. Yep, totally agree.
How about mustard?
Mustard, alright, yep, fair. Actually, this is going to sound really weird, but escargot as well.
I
Hey,
Hey,
love
don't
Escargot
knock
is
it until you've
amazing.
tried it.
good.
It's pretty good.
Escargot is
it's good.
amazing.
Garlic and
Well,
butter, man. Put whatever in garlic and butter, and it's gonna be beautiful.
Yeah. Will we ever be able to water the plants on the ships? These poor things are dying of dehydration.
That's it. I'm putting the damn plants on the bingo card.
Yep, you're putting plants on the bingo card. I hope you're making notes of all the
I'd
shit
like
you're
to-
missing.
No. Here's the sad thing. Originally, plants were on the bingo card, but I said, nah, no one's going to ask about that.
I'm going to introduce a new engineer tool. It's called the.
Yeah, the watering
what do you
can.
call- Yeah, the watering can. You have to repair your plants.
Okay.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead. I think we were about to read out the same question.
Yeah, Sunderland's question about major changes coming to the roles. When can we expect those to happen? Because there was a question a month ago, basically about gunners and making them.
Yeah.
Making them useful.
Okay, it's. How should I phrase this? We are not changing any fundamental things to the way they work. However, we will be adding on separate mechanics for engineer and pilot, possibly, or engineer and gunner. Gunner, definitely. Engineer, maybe. We still have to work that out, but they will further differentiate the roles, and you will be very, very conscious to think about, do you really want an entire boat of engineers now? That's the main problem that we're having, is that people don't feel it's useful to be a gunner, because it is just skill-based and not hard-coded into the actual systems, that an engineer could pick up the same skills shooting a gun as anyone else can. So we have to do something on the systems level, and it's not going to be taking anything away, it'll be an addition. So
Yeah.
Queso is asking, are we going to make sure that we can carry all the fuel you need to make it to a location in adventure mode, possibly factoring into weight? And my answer is I wouldn't worry too much about that, because Eric is a huge fan of Gazillionaire.
I need to get that game and play it again.
Also, we had a quick
So
comment.
good.
Wondering about ringing the bell on the goldfish. You used to be able to do that, didn't you?
What? No.
Ringing a bell.
No, I
Oh, okay.
don't think that was ever in there.
No? And isn't the bell you're
No,
talking
are-
about on the Pyramidion?
Yeah, I think he means
Yeah.
Pyramidian.
The big bell that has
know.
Scrum written on the side.
Just a general question. Wondering if there are any new pilot items in the works.
Yes, and this should have been on the bingo sheet because we talked about this last time. Yes, there are.
Meta, you're fired from making the bingo cards.
Yeah, but who else wants to make the bingo cards?
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe- talked about
Meta,
that
you're
last time?
rehired to make the
No,
bingo
well, not
cards.
last time. Like maybe two chats ago. Okay, I'll say this the same thing I said before. Think about how real life snipers work. So they always work in teams of two.
Yep.
One guy is he's holding the gun, looking through the scope, and pulls the trigger. That's not all. The second guy is laying right there beside him, and he's holding the special binoculars. He's measuring the wind, how the targets are moving, and basically calls out where exactly to shoot for that range, the drop, the wind. Basically, he will adjust the shot for the sniper.
Yeah, but is that pilot tools, or could you turn that into an entirely new class?
Okay, so technically, the current spyglass is a pilot tool,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Hmm.
So think of it in that vein. It is a pilot tool.
Okay, sure.
More
but
options for
everyone
people to
uses
take
it.
with them on non-pilot piloting tools.
Exactly.
Okay, fair enough. Helm rope needs to be the new pilot tool. Yep, just tie it on one side and just be like, yep, we're turning left now. That would be great. Stick a spire on a 360 spin and man all guns at once.
It's funny. So when Smollett came by yesterday, he was telling me to move that right side gun from the helm
Yeah.
a little bit to the left more, so you can get trifecta easier. I'm like, really? Come on, man.
Come on. It's already
Come on.
super simple.
Yeah.
I mean, I tried it. I moved it 5 degrees to the left, and I'm like, yeah, this is too much.
Hold
This is
on.
too OP.
Hold on. Pilots should never carry a spyglass, ever. Oh, wow, I read that completely wrong. Never mind, move along, I'm tired. Shh. Shh. Moving along. Someone read a question.
All right. Can pilots use moonshine while away from the wheel, and the screen will go wobbly? They shouldn't be. Is the screen going? I don't think the screen's going wobbly though. Is that what you're seeing?
Like, it's
That makes me
He's
nervous.
he's saying that you can make it so that the pilot can select moonshine while he's off the helm and get drunk off of it.
Oh. A
Interesting.
second use for the item.
Although you can't, it's context sensitive. You can't select pilot tools when you're off the helm. Except
Other
for
than the
spyglass,
spyglass.
because that's weird. The spyglass is our separate class of item, by the way. It is totally weird.
Actually, I have a personal question that I've noticed. Do you have any plans to fix the clipping that occurs with the buff hammer?
Clipping with what specifically?
Like, when it swings back towards the player's camera, you see inside the hammer.
Oh, okay.
It clips
that's a
into the
bug.
player's camera.
That's a bug. I'll let our artist know.
There we go. Fair enough. All right, so fix coming one day? One day!
One day.
But-
Anyone feel like
It's
flinging
now
a
on
few
the
chips
list.
at
It's
the
a step
bingo card?
closer.
Sorry?
No, I just said, anyone feel like flinging a few chips towards the bingo cards?
Well, I mean, we've been going for about an hour, so unless there's a bunch more questions, we can start winding it down.
Yeah, we probably can.
Well, yes, the whole chat room is focused on the spyglass. That is always the great debate every time it's mentioned, whether a pilot should bring one or not. Oh, there was a question about sky whales.
What was the
Not
question?
on the card.
What was the question again? Not bingo material, I'm
No,
sorry.
it's not.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
Don't know what I
god,
was
here we
thinking.
go.
When do we get the season pass? The season pass, like if you pre-ordered it from the site or
You
the
already have
Kickstarter.
it, basically.
Yeah.
We will take care of you. Don't worry. We will send you a code for co-op when it comes out, or whenever we start
It's
testing.
not a tangible item.
Yeah, it's not a thing that you get. We got you. We got you. Don't worry.
And if it comes out and we don't got you, send us an email and yell at us.
Yes.
We'll definitely get you.
And then we'll really get you.
All right. And a question for clan names: will we ever be able to type in full names instead of only like 3 letters or whatever? I'm assuming when we upgrade the clan system, that'll be something where not the tag gets changed, but the link to the tag, or however we do it.
Yeah, well, that's something that we need to design. Yeah.
Cool. I believe apart from that, we'll go with a wind down question. Can anyone think of something?
Oh, actually, I have some other stuff to add to the games that I play.
Oh, okay.
So an interesting conversation popped up in the office a couple days ago about games like Kentucky Route Zero, Gone Home, and whether or not they're really games or not.
Mhm.
I actually really enjoy them. I highly recommend everyone to go out and get Gone Home and Kentucky Route Zero because they are amazing examples of what games could do, even though I don't consider them quite games yet. And ostensibly, of course, The Walking Dead, by Telltale, not the first-person shooter one, the adventure game one. Get that. It is probably the best game I've played in the past year. Get your boxes of tissues ready for Yeah, Walking Dead and probably Gone Home as well.
Yeah.
They're phenomenal.
Um.
But yeah, wind down question.
Yeah. Well, I was about to say friggin' because I never answered that question. I play a million everythings at the moment. My big ones are League of Legends, a bit of Dota 2, America's Army, Mech Warrior Online, Guns of Icarus.
Man, MechWarrior Online has just been so disappointing to me lately.
I can't wait for the whole sort of risk element, the territory element to come out. It's been so delayed. It needs to come. Apart from that, yeah, tons of things. I just play everything. I'm constantly on the search for. I'm big into open world creatives survivals like DayZ. Oh my god, when the standalone for DayZ comes out, I'm disappearing. Like you're not gonna see me for half a year. Like
You'll see me. You'll see me.
No. I won't see you unless it's through a friggin' scope, Meta. Apart from that one down question, I don't know, what's your favorite culture of food? Like Mexican or Indian, or do you enjoy some French? Are you an Italian man? Or are you just burgers and fries because you're all fat Americans? Stereotype.
Italian all the way.
Oh,
I mean, I used to work at Olive Garden, so I know everything about Italian, and that's a joke, so no one just instantly go crazy.
Yeah.
Cool.
I was about to say you know nothing about Italian if you work at Olive Garden. Yeah.
Italian is free breadsticks, right? Any meal
Wait,
becomes Italian if you add free breadsticks.
How much cooking do they actually do at an Olive Garden? It's mostly frozen, right?
A lot of them are frozen. They do a lot of cooking, though. So, like,
Okay.
I don't know, our culinary team was very good. Though, our culinary manager used to sell crack, so that was a very interesting
Of course.
experience.
I recall in the town in which I grew up in southern Vermont, it turns out that one of the big family restaurants right in the town center turned out to be a coke hub for the entire New England area. They shipped it in with the seafood.
Impressive.
Nice.
Impressive.
All right, Meta, what's the food?
I'm going to say Thai and Vietnamese because the restaurants I go to usually combine the two. I
Cool.
love a lot of the Thai curries. I love a lot of the Vietnamese drinks and especially the pho. If you ever find yourself the opportunity to try a jackfruit smoothie, I suggest you do it. Or an avocado
Those are
smoothie
pretty
for that
good.
matter.
Avocado smoothies are the bomb. You would not expect them to be good, but they're amazing.
Oh my god, they are wonderful.
Actually, recently for lunch, we found a Thai food cart, and it's this tiny like metal shack, and they actually have two like legit wok stoves in there. So it's like 3 people cramped in there, and they're actually doing like noodle stir fry, and it's amazing. And I just can't believe it. I had that at least like 4 times this week.
Nice.
Someone said burgers, and I'm just gonna put this out there. I've been to both In-N-Out and Shake Shack. Shake Shack, all the way.
What about Five Guys?
Five Guys is a good contender, but what they really win at are their fries.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Down the best.
Fuck, I'm so hungry.
Uh,
Why did I ask this
The
question?
peanut oil. Oh man.
I'm getting hungry too.
Potato
Terrible
flavor, yeah.
fucking question.
But I don't know. I like eating all kinds of food. It's hard for me to choose, but if there was any fallback and I had to only eat that for the rest of my life, it's got to be Cantonese food. A
Cool.
lot of seafood. I've got dim sum, and I include like the really crazy like westernized stuff in Hong Kong as part of Cantonese cuisine. So I have like scrambled eggs too. So like whatever, man. Got
Yeah.
everything under the sun.
Just quickly, Meta, you're never allowed to complain. It's an hour before the cafeteria even opens for breakfast. You can just walk off into your kitchen and be like, oh, I'm going to eat this. It's like, I have to wait for an hour because, I'm up at 4 a.m.
Because we
are
love
you
you,
attending,
Courtney,
by
and we
the
want
way?
you here with us.
Sorry, what was that, Meta?
Where are you attending, by the way?
Bond University on the Gold Coast of Queensland. It's good. My favorite food?
Sorry, after you.
I love everything. The only thing I'm not a humongous fan of is seafood. Like, I will eat other cultures' foods more than I will eat Australian or anything sort of Western. My favourite, if I had to pick something, would be probably Indian. I would topple Kingdoms for a beautifully done beef massaman. Massaman is probably my favourite food in the world by a millimetre. My second favourite would probably be a good ham and egg quiche.
Occam, quick question. Do you consider your fellow Muse development team like family?
Yeah.
Family and frame, bingo card.
Yeah, no.
Wait, no.
Kivias had someone walk behind him earlier.
Yeah, that
The feet
already
were in the
counted.
frame. I've
Wait,
already
wait,
got
wait,
that
wait.
marked off.
So we were running.
Yeah.
So that was when we were beginning the count. Okay, never mind then.
No. He actually, someone walked by later.
Man, I must have
Yes,
been
the
looking away
wife's
for it
behind
then.
me. Yes, the
Yeah.
Kivias' cat counts as family, I guess, for the bingo.
All right then. Either way, that's
Yeah,
checked
no,
off.
I was going to count the cat too, but I wasn't sure.
Ah, man, I'm getting desperate.
Yeah, I don't think any of us are getting it this week. We're gonna have to hold
I
on
need
to the
two.
cards and see what happens.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I'm saving this then.
All right. Well, apart from that, ladies and gentlemen, I think that is the Fireside Chat. Any further comments, Orcam?
Man, all kinds of development is going on for co-op mode. We're super busy here, and I'm back in the ideation phase. I think balance is looking pretty good for the most part, except for the Carronade. I know about that. I know.
The light carronade. Yup.
Well, both the Carronades, I would say. But yeah,
The white one especially is monstrous.
I got you.
As a mobular, yeah,
Thank you, Queso.
I cry if I see a fucking carronade at the moment. Mind you, I'm tempted to whip out the QWERTY again, the 4 carronade pyramidion for a little while, just live it up while it's good.
Oh, and by the way,
do it.
Queso asked about a new weapon.
That's a point for the card. That's a point for the card. New heavy weapon.
Damn it. Wait, new heavy weapon or just weapon in general?
New weapon.
New
It's on
gun.
the
There we
card.
go.
It's on the
Crossed
card.
off. All right. Anyway,
Didn't help me at all.
Meta, any comments? And there's oh, come on, people! I only need one more specific thing. Damn it.
Damn it.
Yeah. You know what? Do you want to count Occam's comments as a nerf X?
Yeah, no. But carronades were really powerful before, etc., etc. Yeah, I'm counting that as a nerf X.
All right. Let's do
All
that.
right,
let's do
Meta,
that.
any final comments? We're getting so distracted by this fucking card.
Another bingo getting distracted by bingo check.
Every week we'll just start with that.
All right. I should revise these cards though, but anything else? Hey, Matt? Matt?
Huh?
What is Matt doing?
I was doing the bingo thing. I was trying to figure out ways to work in things into the conversation, but
Yeah.
all right. So we have a couple more questions, and then
No, we're done. We're just closing
done?
down.
All right.
Any final comments, Kivias?
So we're starting to work on right now the anniversary celebration.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't want to give away too much. It's going to be very fun though, from what I've been reading.
Yeah.
Everyone should be there. Like seriously, I want to see all the old faces come back for this one.
Yeah, man.
Oh my God! I am going to be arriving midnight. The day. I think midnight between the 29th and the 30th of October, because I'm going to be visiting my girlfriend's family.
We'll make sure
October
to put your
29th
face
is the
in
day.
in the game somewhere.
All right. I'll do what I can. Don't worry.
All right. Apart from that, I'm going to whore the visual novel project again. We have a website now. There you are. Yes, it's a visual novel based in Guns of Icarus. Whoop-de-doo.
Alright, I'm checking that off.
Fine, I'll check it off out of desperation.
Oh my god. So I'm going to actually go back through the chat logs and make sure I haven't missed one of these 2 things I need.
Yeah, this is... It's amazing what I have and what I don't have on this.
Yep.
Wait.
Apart from that, ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Fireside Chat for this week. We will be back this exact same time next week. And I will leave you with some outro music. We will catch you next time.
By the way, bingo.
What?
Wait, what?
Bullshit!
What? Fuck you! What the fuck?
Wait, what? Okay, what is it? Let's hear it.
Larger ships, biplanes, boarding, buff Y, nerf X.
Oh, you lucky son of a bitch.
I need
Wait,
a...
what you said new ship?
Yeah, new ship.
Larger ship.
Larger ship. Sorry.
Larger ships were talked about.
See, I only needed add something already in game or diable hat / goggles. God damn it.
Damn it!
Damn it.